Today I'm going to be showing you guys 5 money plays that you need to be running in Madden 25. And it really helps out if you have Hot Route Master, either using the Chiefs in regular teams or having Hot Route Master in Ultimate Team. And the first play up is motion wide post. You can find it in the trips tight end flex formation. And it helps a lot if you have your fastest guy in the inside slot wide receiver position. And I highly recommend when you're running this play, you have your trips on the wide side of the field. Now, the first way you can run this play is just simply hiking the ball. Your inside receiver will go in motion, and your first read should be your running back in the flat right here. So as you can see, the running back in the flat simply gets out there. You throw it to him for a nice 6-7 yards. The cool thing about this flat route is it's a little quicker of a flat route. Like, it runs a little bit faster, and you have more momentum when you catch the ball. Your second read should be this motion out wheel. This does incredibly well against man coverage, and it does incredibly well versus cover 2. Your third read is going to be this tight end right over the middle of the field on that post. It is so good at getting good spacing, and it's a nice sharp cutting corner route that does very good against man coverage. And your fourth and final read is going to be this Xavier Worthy route, this little return route. But against zone coverage right here, the fourth read, boom, Xavier Worthy on that nice little zig route. Usually gets a lot open. I don't know why the CPU is playing so good of defense. There you go. As you can see, wide open in the middle of the field, finally. That's going to be your fourth and final read. So it's going to be your flat, your cheat motion, your tight end third, and Xavier Worthy fourth. Another way you can run this is putting your receiver on the drag. So it's just going to be running back first. He's not open, so you check it down to your drag right here, and he gets a nice soft spot. And the reason why that drag gets so open is because your running back flat right here pulls the zones towards the right, and the drag kind of gets unchecked, unguarded. So as you can see, circle's not open. That post running right over the middle of the field. This play is so overpowered because it's so much in the middle of the field. It's just puts so much stress on the user in the zones in the middle of the field. Another way I like to run this is putting a zig on circle and then put in triangle on a flat. Now watch the zig and how it runs. It finds a nice little... It does really good against man coverage. As you can see, you can throw that outside and get a nice yards. But the reason why that's so hard to guard is because, one, the zones in this game are not that good, and even if they are, they have to be really close to the line of scrimmage, which is going to leave that post wide open to Kelsey. So right here, it kind of gets unchecked. Those zones are backing up. You easily throw that for your nice 4 or 5 yards. Another cool thing about this play is, one, you can route stem the tight end post route as far as you want, and two, you can route stem this return route with Worthy as far as you want. The second play I have is the cheat flat X post and the normal Y off close formation. Now, the first way I like to set this up is putting square on a streak, having R1 on a flat, and then that's it. This play does a great job because, once again, you have a return route with triangle, and then circle has that nice post you can have over the middle. But the route that kind of gets underappreciated is the Kelsey flat route. If they're not guarding this flat route right here, you can throw this almost every single time on the cheat motion and get your, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. See right here, Kelsey wide open. We can rack that for 4 or 5 yards. You should take that almost every single time if your opponent's giving it up. Your second read should be the post right over the middle. It's going to get wide open because the post gets under those safeties but over those linebackers. And your third read should be Xavier Worthy on this return route. If the linebackers drop too far to guard the post, now you can throw this little return route right underneath and get your, 7, 8 yards. Another way I like to set this up is putting the tight end on my own flat and then having the running back on a streak, kind of creating a little seam concept, and then I snap the ball and then just throw it to my running back for a few yards. But against man coverage, just cheap flat post right here gets wide open because the safeties kind of get confused, and the safeties are way too far backed up, and they're not going to be able to get to that tight end fast enough where you can't throw that. Flood is the next play we're going over, and you can find it in the gun bunch strong offset formation. When running this play, you want to make sure your fastest guy is on the right side of the bunch, so simply press triangle and just go and sub him right in. You also want your bunch on the wide side of the field as well. Now, your first adjustment is just putting your tight end on a streak, and then that's it. That's all you got to really do. And what this play is going to do is going to really attack the seams really heavy, and the seams are one of the hardest places to guard in Madden 25. So as you can see, you could throw X quick right here every single time with a good tight end like Kelsey, or any tight end. I mean, he barely even got touched. And then right here, as you can see, circle can fit. You can fit that right in the seam as well. Another nice route is this square in route right here. I mean, this route's going to get absolutely wide open right in the middle of the field. You can possession catch that, get away from those linebackers. And if they're playing off coverage, you can hit R1 almost every single time. If they are running man coverage like they are right now, you can put R1 on a zig. I don't hate that. Just to get, a little dink and dunk going. So as you can see, this whip is, or zig, sorry, I should say, is going to absolutely cook Cooper DeJean out there. He stands no chance. But right here, it's man coverage. Square gets wide open on that in route as well. So even though this is more of a zone play, it has some nice man beating routes. Second way I like to set this up is just route stemming Kelsey all the way down here. Now, what this flood concept is basically going to do is going to make the cornerbacks basically choose, are they going to guard the flat or are they going to guard the corner route? That's what you kind of got to decipher and read the defense on. But right here, they're choosing R1, you throw X all day, and that's the beauty of this play. You just got to read R1 and X, and if all else fails, you have that backside in route. That's pretty tough to guard. And yeah, that's flood. It is very good against zone coverage, a little weaker against man, but if you have Hot Route Master, you can put your guys on zigs and all that, you should be just fine. And the next play up is the double post at a gum bunch offset. This play has been a staple for Madden since it came into the game. This play has been so good for years. Now, I like to run this bunch on the short side. It honestly depends what play, but this play specifically, I like to run on the short side. Now, the first way you want to set this up is just put R1 on a streak. Your first read should be X on that little, like, wheel. You can throw it as a flat. Triangle on this little in route, circle, and then square. As you can see, they're playing a little off Kelsey here. You can throw that for a nice couple yards if they're playing off coverage. Your second read is going to be triangle at the backfield. This does so good against zone coverage. It's crazy. It's so hard to guard that route. And your third read is going to be Marquise Brown on this post. As you can see, they're biting a little hard on triangle. You throw a circle right in the middle of the field because R1 with that streak is pushing the zones deep. And as you can see in man coverage, you can throw X right here almost every single time against man coverage and get some nice yards. And circle can kind of work as like a cover 3 beater because square's pushing those zones to the left and you can throw a circle right underneath every single time. Another way I like to set this up is put triangle on a wheel. I like to put R1 on a streak and then X on a drag. This C route is one of the most underrated plays or underrated routes in the game. I mean, as you can see, it kind of torches man coverage and it does pretty good against zones as well. See right here, absolutely cooks man coverage right there, as long as I get time and get a good throw. Another way I like to run this play is put triangle on a flat, putting square on a drag, and then putting circle on a streak. Now you're going to basically want to read crosser and drag, basically. This is like a high-low kind of read. If the drag's there, you take it right over the middle of the field every single time. And then if square's open on this drag right here, everyone's trying to guard the crosser, you just throw your drag underneath, check it down, and you get your easy yardage. And the last play I have is the fake jet divide, and you can find this in the pistols double hip formation. Now this is a little bit more of a unique play, and I don't really use it too much, but the first thing you want is you want to run this wide side. You want the tight end on the wide side of the field. Then you're going to put square on a streak, and that's really it. Your first read is going to be DeAndre Hopkins on this little cheap flat. If it's there, you take it every single time for your easy yardage right here. Your second read is going to be this tight end right over the middle of the field. This post absolutely just cooks zone coverage. I mean, that post is so good. Your third read is going to be the running back right out of the backfield right here. As you can see, it finds a nice soft spot because that wheel on the outside pushes the zones to the right. As you can see, against this man coverage, look at that tight end post. It absolutely cooks the coverage. I mean, this play is good because it has a lot of nice, unique routes that not a lot of other receivers get. Like, this tight end post is just not a regular tight end post. It's definitely a special tight end post that only, the Washington Commanders playbook has. And I mean, this play is absolutely amazing. You could probably spam this almost all game. Alright, boys, if you guys enjoyed, if you learned something new, comment, like, and subscribe, of course. And I'll see you guys in the next one.